Alright, so this is my stream for the Storyteller. I'm running late this week. So this, and I'm testing the audio now to make sure everything sounds good. No audio yet on X, but I heard audio. Alright, so this is my stream. There we go. X sounds good. I can create the post. Now I have to create the post first and then post it, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. On X, but there we go. Audio sounds good. Live stream. The Storyteller. Okay, so the post is made. Everything's set up on X. Storyteller. Everything's good on Odyssey. And everything, I hope, is good on YouTube. I don't hear any audio coming from it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not there. I believe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's good. So, but I want to try to be accountable and get on the stream and make up for the day that I missed on doing the Storyteller, just so that I can say I can do it. And the next one will come out regularly scheduled. I'm going to do it on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday. And I will have everything organized and ready to go. Right now, I don't have everything organized. I went through and got to the catalyst in my story, but I had no time whatsoever this week to go and work on my story at all after that point. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of do a recap on some of the stuff that's going on. I figured I'd tell you guys what had happened. This week went completely crazy on me. First of all, January is a big month for me when it comes to streaming, because I have to wind down the year so that I have my streams all set up and they're running to the end of the year, and I always have everything scheduled out and ready to go. And for some reason, around freaking January, every freaking channel that I have needs to have a video for it. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. And that's what happened this year. So, from the ending of October to now, I've been working on getting everything up and scheduled for November and possibly into December for my channels. Plus, I have also been doing some computer graphics. I've went in and did some stuff for Dragus Productions. Mark W. wanted to see if I could do some stuff for him, so I did that. Another friend of mine, Jaffe, he ended up having issues with his Linux. It ended up crashing on him, so well, first of all, it wasn't his idea to do what I'm about to say. It was actually Tan Hai Tran who came up with it. He suggested that I do the elections for 2024, which actually fits in place to help out with getting content for Jaffe so that he could have something to at least put on his channels, you know. So we went on Skype and we did a big election fest, I guess you could call it, where we all came together and watched the elections and had discussions on it. That was like 9 hours worth of footage that I had to break down into 3 hours because Rumble only allows 3 hours, and or maybe 4, I don't remember how much, but the same thing goes for Odyssey and all them. If it was just YouTube, I would have done, you know, just the whole 11 hours. I said 9, didn't I? But it was actually like 11 hours worth of content. But I was even mistrustful about doing that stream on YouTube because of like the people I hang out with when we do stuff like that. It gets pretty rowdy. I'll put it to you this way: I had to make it 18 plus or above to watch it. So if you're under 18, trust me, you're not going to be able to see that. And it's just about politics, you know. So with that being said, I had to do all that, and then I had to like go in for my other channel, Wonderful World of Weirdness, and we're doing campfire stories. And this time of the year, what I did is I switched it around to fireside stories. I got that done, and then all of the other ones that needed to be scheduled out for the month of November, that's taken care of. So I had quite a bit of stuff that I had to do there, and this was all within maybe a two-week period, maybe a 3-week period, because I started in the middle of October to get everything done, and that's not even counting the channels that I started for this year. Like I also had stuff that needed to be done with Earth, my other channel, Earth, and then with this one, the Storyteller, and that's actually, believe it or not, this channel is a lot harder than the other ones, because with the other ones all I have to do is video. I have to edit video and that's it. But this one, if you haven't noticed, some of the streams I put on are narrated, and what I do is I go through there and I do the stories, and I make sure that it tries to sound as human as possible when I do it. So I went in and I have to like listen to the audio, and everything that I put on there is usually from scratch, you know what I mean? It's stuff that I created, and the audio, I do it off of a narrator through Microsoft Edge, because I like their voices more than I do the other ones. So I do that, and that takes a lot more time and effort, which is okay with me, because at least I'm doing something constructive and I'm getting better at it. At least I tell myself I am. But that's on top of all the other stuff that I've had to do, and I got that done. I finished off the stuff I was doing with Home Away from YouTube, which is my gaming group that I go to on Discord, and I started gaming with Infamous, which I need to do a few more of those as well, but I'm in the process of getting that taken care of, and all is going great until my OBS started screwing up. I was like doing this, I'm actually multicasting, or I'm casting on different platforms. Well, all of a sudden, just after the elections, everything starts going to crap, and I have no idea why it's doing that, you know what I mean? Or I had no idea why it's doing it. I get on and start messing around, checking out everything and finding out what was going on. Come to find out, I needed to update my NVIDIA GPU, and after that, it took things started settling down and stuff, but I still had issues. I ended up having to delete my OBS off of the computer, upload it or download the program again, and then update it and start that over. So that was something that I had to deal with as well on top of it. And in the process, I fell behind on my storytelling, which I didn't get in here and do this. I had no time to sit down and actually finish the outline that I wanted to do, or any of that nature. So I just kept going through it, you know what I mean, working on what I needed to do. I did get all of the stories actually put or scheduled up for the Storyteller. I'm coming to the end of the Wallhouse Curse, which, by the way, I want to tell everybody I did get to finally hear the ending of that, and it is posted and scheduled to go. So that is done. It's good to go. I've also finished up on the short stories that I've got, and I believe it was the Shadows of Mesopotamia that I was doing there. Those are scheduled, ready to go. I did the audio, got the video set up, the whole 9 yards. So that's taken care of. And now I have to do the last render for the Odyssey. And I've said it before, and I want to say it again. I wish that I could have done a better job on that with the audio, and I apologize, guys. Later on, I'll go back through and I'll do a better job, I promise. But you'll hear things in there like smiley face and shit like that, and that's all on me. I just did not have the time to sit and actually freaking go through and do it, because I was doing a lot of that with the other 2 projects that I had, as well as the other channels. So I apologize if you hear that and it drives you nuts. That was my fault. But I like it because it's in poetic form, which I think is the coolest version of the Odyssey, is the poetic form. Now what I'm gonna do is with that one, I'm gonna do what I usually do. I'm gonna do a 12 episode series on the Odyssey. Now after that, I'm not going to go any further, and the reason why I do that is because I don't like spoilers, for one thing. And if you guys like the story and you enjoy it, go out and get the book or pop it up on the internet. You know, you can watch it anywhere. Reading is very important, okay? This is just a taste of the story, and if you really like it, I've given you half of the books, you know, that you can just sit down and you can listen to and enjoy. But if you really want to get enjoyment out of it, sit down and read it. You know, it's a lot better, it's good stuff, and that's the way I've done pretty much all the stories that I've done on here. I don't really like going through and doing the entire story, because I don't want to be the one that gives the spoiler out. Maybe I'll change my mind and do that later on. I don't know, but that's what I've been doing here lately, and I seem to be okay with it. It doesn't bug me at all about just leaving it as a, you know, halfway through. I know people have issues about that a lot, but that's where I want to do that. But I did get those done, and I will come out with more short stories and more stories later on. I've only got a short window of time to do these episodes too, because like I said, I do have other projects that I need to work on, and if I had more time, I'd focus more on the Storyteller, but I really don't have all that much time. I've got to schedule my time accordingly to how well I can fit it in, you know, and stuff of that nature. So I am going to focus on this. I'm going to get more going. I wanted to start my other channel, The Earth, up, which has a lot of good stuff on it as well. I stopped doing that one because at the time all I did was gardening on it, and it wasn't going anywhere. It was basically flopping, but over a certain amount of time I started getting into different things and started learning different things, so I wanted to revisit that channel and kind of incorporate the new stuff that I've been learning onto it, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of it. So I'm gonna stick that one out for now until I believe it's like this channel. It's coming up to December and it's going to start slowing down. It hits the 12 video limit for each series that I've got going, and I've got 3 of them on this one plus the live stream. On that one, I have 2 series, I believe, maybe, and a live stream. Or I don't do live stream on there, so I have things that relate to history, things that relate to science, and those are in one uh, playlist together. So I have that going on, and then I have hummingbirds and bumblebees, which is pretty good if you guys want to check that out. But um, those are the things that I'm doing right now, and that has a limited amount of time too. Now I do want to say that I enjoyed doing the Wallhouse Curse. The final full version of the story is something I'm rendering at the moment, and I'm getting it done. It's a 6-hour read altogether. After I'm done with that, I'm going to send a copy of it to johngOnlines.com. His name is in the description for those videos if you guys want to check them out. He's got other books as well that are available for you if you want to read those books. After I send him that, I'm going to take that full version and I'm going to put it on my main page, which is Roger Hansen, so that I have it on my main page, because it's a pretty good project. I started it from the beginning all the way to the end, and usually that's what I enjoy doing. I like doing projects and finishing them, and when I finish them, I add them to my main page. This is gonna have the the book cover that he had on his book on it instead of the background that I had before, and it's not going to have the Storyteller on the front of it like I do right here on this video. So that's something that I do want to do or announce too, and I wanted to thank him for letting me do that. I want to do it in this video so that he understands I really do appreciate it. And there aren't too many people that will allow you to narrate their book, you know what I mean? So I give them kudos for that, and I thank them for letting me do it. It was a privilege doing it for them, and hopefully this narration will help out too. And for me, I went in and I did the voice for Macy on there, and there's nothing more cringe in today's world than doing a scary story with Macy's voice telling the story. And that's all I gotta say. It's like I've gotten a lot of comments about that with my gaming community, because they went in, and gamers, they get scared real easy. You know, just so you know, I mean, they really try to hide away from the cringe games. And when they go in and they listen to my stories, they're like, "Oh man, I'm not used to hearing a little kid's voice when they're telling stories like that." And I always tell them, well, that's the effect. I'm glad to hear that you gave me positive feedback, because that's the kind of thing that I wanted by using her voice. You know, she sounds like the little girl off of Resident Evil, the first one. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing that I wanted to do. I wanted people to hear the story and get creeped out by it, you know, and it did exactly that. So I was real happy about that. There was a lot of positive feedback as well. The ending is a lot different than what I had thought, because like all through the story while I'm editing it, and I didn't want to hear the ending until I had finished editing, so that I knew how the story went as I was editing the narration. But all through it, I'm sitting there and I'm like, it gave me this freaking Rosemary's Baby kind of feeling, you know, like you think like the whole community is freaking up to some horrible thing, and I liked how the ending ended up. It was good. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or anything on here, so I just wanted to say, you know, that it was really good. Also, there's another guy that I do want to mention, because he actually did something pretty cool, and there aren't too many people that do this on any of the platforms. But he actually sent me a private message on X, and freaking what it is I go on and I always do a shout out to people who like and share my posts and everything. And usually, it's just a standard thing that people do, but usually nobody ever sends me a message back and says, thanks, uh, thanks, about reposting their stuff and stuff like that. Not in a private message, but he did it. And the guy I'm talking about is Von Lear. You can catch him on X as Von Lear 1 or at Von Lear 1. Now, the reason why I repost his stuff, there's two reasons actually. It's because people who I'm following, and I like to I like to always return the favor whenever they share my stuff, and he's always been good about sharing my stuff, so I follow his stuff back. But also, he comes out with some pretty cool stuff that you really should check out. Like when I was growing up, I really got into a lot of stuff concerning comic books and things of that nature. And he comes out with some really cool stuff. Like he has this one. It's called the Flashing Sword, and it's got a lot of it's about cover art and freaking paperback books and stuff like that, and things of that nature. Now he's into stuff like that, like into the old comic books, and things of that nature, swords and sorcery. So that's something that's I like. I enjoy doing stuff like that, and I do want to do more of that when it comes to my role-playing gaming parts. When it comes to gaming with Infamous, I'm still trying to get people together who wants to do like a round table where we discuss these things. So that's something that I did notice from him. Not trying to solicit for him to come on my show or anything. Just putting it out there. If you do want to come on my show, you're more than welcome to. I really enjoy some of the stuff you post on there. I don't really get a chance to go through and kind of see everything that each person on my subscribers or people that I subscribe to on their things, but I do catch it when it pops up, and you have a lot of the cool stuff on. So just letting you know, and if you ever want to come on my show and frickin' have a conversation about that stuff, I'd be more than interested in having you on, especially when it comes to this channel, because this is the Storyteller. This is the one that I really want to work up when it comes to writing into things like freaking Conan. And I'm not talking about the new Conan movies back in the 80s and stuff with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm talking about the real Conan, things of that nature, the comic books and the original stories and things like that. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I'm really into. I haven't had much time to get back to that. I wanted to do some stuff from H.P. Lovecraft, who wrote for the same magazine that what's his name, Robert Miller, I believe is what his name was, the guy who wrote the original Conan stories. I'm gonna type that up just so I can have the name right. Who wrote the original Conan books? Yeah, it was Robert Irvin Howard. But yeah, he's the one that I want to get back to and do his. But he ended up writing for the same magazine that H.P. Lovecraft. wrote for, and these are kind of the things that I want to get into, and actually cover, because there's a lot of good stuff behind there. I've actually got playlists of stories about the storytellers, you know what I mean? Like, because I enjoy that. I enjoy discussing these people and how they were in their real life, aside from the books they wrote, and things of that nature. So that's one thing that I do want to get back into, and maybe get into a little bit more than what I have been able to within the last couple of years. But yeah, I wanted to do a shout out to you and say thank you for that. That was really, really good. I enjoyed that. I appreciate you sending me the message, and I'm sincere when I do those shout outs too. I really do appreciate the support you guys give me on X. It's a really great thing. And I also ended up getting a subscriber on Odyssey after having 11 subscribers for the last 2, maybe 3 years. I finally got one more, so now I have 12 subscribers on Odyssey. And I've just started doing a live stream on the Storyteller for Rumble. And I just want everybody who's watching the Storyteller live streams for Rumble to know that there will be uploads coming. It's just I want to hold off on them until I can have them scheduled out, so that I'll have more available later on. It's just going to take time for me to do that and to get things prioritized. I've got 7 followers right now on Rumble. I really hope that I get more than that to get Rumble going a little bit stronger, because eventually I want to break away from YouTube and be able to put my content directly on Rumble and Odyssey and X. I'm still leery about X, to be honest with you, because I've had X for a long time, back when it was the Twitter thing, and I never had too much faith when it comes to Twitter, but I'm giving it a try. I'm wanting to see if I can, do something on there. I went and got the X Pro, and it has brought up my engagement and impressions, but it's not really where I want it to be if I'm going to be able to get 1,200 followers, I guess you can call them, in order to get monetization. Like, I paid for Pro so that I could actually get paid for the content that I'm putting on here, but since I don't have 1,200 followers, I can't do that, I guess. But that's fine, I mean, if it helps me to where I can bring my followers up higher, get a farther reach, then that's fine too. Because I got X Pro in the first place to help out my friends over at Mint Me, Minds Gaming. Also, freaking Bob Dub and Within the Vacuum. They're great people. And they've got a lot of cool projects that they're doing through Mint Me and Glitch, using A-Frame. They've even got their own setup to where you can go in and create your own cryptocurrency. If you haven't noticed, I've got it all over my X, and there's a reason for that. I promote their content, you know what I mean? I did this because Bob Dub had me do a project for her, and then she paid me like $120 or something like that, and I took that money and I invested it into X so that freaking I could promote her stuff and get a farther reach from X if I used Pro rather than using just a regular use the regular X to do it. And, I mean, she's a good friend of mine, so I figured, I could take her money and reinvest it, and hopefully it could make more money for her as well as me, and we can get farther reach on the content that she's posting. Her and Within the Vacuum. Now, Within the Vacuum, he's a musician. He's all about the music, and he really does great things with his music. He's got artisan fund, which is ARTIZEN .fund, and he's got a W8W creative hub that he's going and doing there. Now, he's actually gotten funding on projects started, so people have stepped in and said that they would be willing to fund or match the funding that he can get from that. So if you guys are interested in that, check him out. He's on minds.com. He's also on X. And this is a really cool dude. He lives down in Costa Rica where the water freaking runs pure. Okay, and the chicks are hot. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm talking about. If you guys want to freaking listen to some cool shit, go and listen to his music because he is awesome. He comes up with some good stuff, and I'm the one that wanted to say the stuff about the cool hot chicks because I wanted to make that clear because like he's been through all that back when he was younger, in his rock and roll days. He ain't all about that now, so his music's about meditation and things of that nature and spiritual things. So that's what he's into. I just wanted to make that clear because I don't want him getting embarrassed because I'm talking all that cool stuff that he doesn't like to hear me talk about. I love Within the Vacuum to death, but I just wanted to put that out there so people kind of get an idea of what he's about. So he also is involved with Eclipse Binary, and that's ETH. He does he's a Web3 nomad with about and it's all about music and digital art. So those are two people that you'd want to check out and get into when it comes to music. But anyhow, the reason why I did get X Pro, going back to the whole original subject, was because of Bob Dub and the projects I'm doing with her and Minds Gaming. Now they do Dude, Where's My Wallet? And once a week they get together and they do meetings and they have scripts where each person, if they want to, can read off the scripts, and they come up with some cool concepts, which has to do with Dude, Where's My Wallet? So they've been doing that for a while now, but as well they're setting up a project through Glitch where they have like a cool setup getting ready to go. I want to make sure I get this all straight because I'm going into my bookmarks. It's called Block Madness, and they're setting it up to where, first of all, they create their own cryptocurrency and they trade it among one another. Right? And I've done it too with them. But then they're creating Block Madness where you can go in and you can actually use your coins and you can do transactions and play games with one another and share your content. And eventually they'll make it to where it's actually a crypto blockchain, but right now it's not actually a crypto blockchain. It's a simulation of a blockchain, with assets and things of that nature. But it's still a work in progress, and that's what they're doing there. Here recently, Hubs on Google ended up shutting down, and they lost their streaming platforms that they had for Dude, Where's My Wallet? And the lounge and all that. And we've been working through Glitch to get all that up and going again. And it gets kind of strange, you know what I mean? So we've been working on that, and I've been helping out as little as I can, and we've been going on Chatfly and doing things of that nature too. And absolutely none of this has to do with my writing. But I just wanted to let you know that that was the reason why I got X and started doing things on there, is because I was wanting to kind of get this content that we're doing together onto X to where it could get further reach. Because these guys, they're not really the type of people that really care about the reach, you know what I mean? And they're really more open source than what they are anything else. And they get frustrated with me because I'm not like the open source extremist, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't I don't like stay off of the other stuff because freaking it's not open source. I can work with open source, but I can also go on to platforms like YouTube and X and Twitch and all that other stuff, and I can at least like do things on there that they're not willing to do, and this is one of them. I can share the content that they share. Like, you're not going to find too many other places. Bob Dub posts stuff when it comes to Dude Where's My Wallet on her YouTube channel and on here on X. But other than that, me and Bob Dub are the only ways you're going to actually see a lot of this stuff. And then there's other things that I've been doing where you're not going to see these guys on YouTube because most of them are banned, you know. So that's kind of the stuff that I'm getting into right now, and I've been working on trying to collaborate with them. And I'm having an issue with a lot of this whole collaboration thing because I'm weary about it now, you know. And I'm working on it because I'm learning that collaboration means, you know, that we all come together with our ideas and we collaborate and create something new, you know. It's not where I go on to your project and I work on your project, or you go onto my project and you work on my project, and that's collaboration. That's just me or you working on a project, you know. So I want to do collaborations where we blend our ideas together instead of it being one person's project and all of us just adding to it, you know. That's not what I want to do when I say the words collaboration. I want to be able to collaborate with one another, not only in writing, but also with visual effects, with photos. You know, I'm really big on Inkscape. I love to do stuff there, things of that nature. I'm not really big on like memes or anything of that nature, but I do like using photos in the videos that I do. I like creating slideshows and things of that nature. So just so you guys know, all the stuff that I put on the background for this channel, this is mine. Like all those trees back there, that was my first real attempt at trying to create trees with bark. The blue or the green ones I like. The red ones I think I need to do better work with, but they still look cool. That effect right there, that's on the, for me it would be on the left hand side. I created that, you know. The Storyteller and the outlines and stuff, that's easy to do. I did that on OBS. I can take that off and put that on anytime. But these are things that I'm talking about too when it comes to collaboration, you know, collaborating on story, the graphics, the frickin' slideshows, all of that, you know. I want to create something that's from scratch and something that we create, you know what I mean? Not something that I create or you create. So that's the kind of stuff I'm into. And I'm I'm open to anything when it comes to doing those kind of things, you know. So if you guys are interested and you want to do something like that with me, let me know. And we can get together. Actually, if you want me to work with you on your projects, I can do that too. I really enjoy that. I just finished up doing that narration for John G, and there was, you know, no kind of monetary thing whatsoever. I just did it because I enjoyed doing something that somebody else created and narrated. You know, I wanted to narrate it, so don't think that I'm wanting something out of it. You know, it's just something that we can work on together. The only thing I do want is to be able to share it on my channels, and that's it. That's it. So I really have to go to the bathroom, and I will be right back. So let me mute this out, and I will be right back. I'm squirming in my chair. Okay, I'm back. I apologize for that, guys. But I had to go and use the restroom, and that's something that I really do need to worry about when I do this stuff. So, um, I'm gonna try to get back to my channel and bring that up again. Now, and I know that I have like people that are possibly watching this on Rumble, but the other platforms don't really have much activity that I'm aware of. So there's a good chance that nobody's going to watch it. People on YouTube don't even watch this, you know, because, you know, and I've said it in other episodes, this isn't the cool stuff. This isn't the stuff that gets people's attention, you know what I mean, about writing stories and things of that nature. And that's because most people who write stories don't really get on the internet and do stuff like this. They're usually sitting down with a pad and a pencil or a pen, you know, and writing things down, which I do that, but I've gotten more used to doing my writing on the computer as well, and I ended up going and doing a project, or doing a writing project with NaNoWriMo, and I felt uncomfortable about that because of like things that were behind the scenes, you know, like their reward system seemed to be aimed more towards getting you interested in Scribed and all of these other groups that are on the internet that, you know, will give you like free membership for 30 days and stuff, for yay, writing a story, you know. And I wasn't really cool with that, so I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what, just because I don't want to do NaNoWriMo doesn't mean that I shouldn't like write. take time out in the year to actually sit down and write a story, do the outline and the plot the first month, and then the second month, write the story. And I was like, I don't need to be on that kind of a platform to do it. So I decided that I was going to do it last year, and I did it on my own. I didn't make it, the 164, 65 pages that they wanted me to do it. I just made it a short story, because of all the other projects I've got going. And I started the first one, and I ended up having the second draft done this year. And now I'm starting the second short story to go with that series, and I'm happy with that, So I'm focusing on doing that and getting my story done. I have done no writing whatsoever, but an 11-page short story shouldn't take an entire month to do. At least I'm hoping it doesn't. But with my luck, it will take the entire month, because I have all these distractions that pop up, and I've discussed it before. I need to take time to sit down and focus just on my story, and don't worry about all these other things that I need to do. Just take time to sit down, finish up on my freaking outline, and write the story. And while I'm doing the outline, I can still write the story while I'm finishing up on the outline too, because I've got half of the outline already done. So that's the thing I've gotta really do, is focus on that and stay away from all these distractions that pop up on me, And don't get me wrong, I'm really glad that I was able to do extra stuff, but I really don't like the idea of skipping on my stream for you guys and being able to freaking sit down and write and do my outline like I wanted to do according to my schedule. And that's something that really does bug me, because I've been working on trying to get my schedule in line and get things going and do this, because I haven't really been able to sit down and focus on writing as much as my other stuff. And to be honest with you, I've gotten so sucked into the whole computer graphics thing and Blender and things of that nature, and I'm losing touch with my writing. And I don't like that, because I've been writing since I was a teenager, and it just doesn't feel right. If you're out there and you've written stories for as long as I have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There was a time period where I did lose track and stopped writing, but those weren't really good times. Those were times where I was addicted to drugs and drinking a lot, and bad memories. And it seems like whenever I sobered up and I got my life straight, and even before I fell hard, I always wrote. There was always something that I wanted to write about, and that's something that I've always wanted to try to get back into, because sobering up has really screwed me up when it comes to my poetry. Back when I was a teenager, I was smoking pot and hanging out and doing shit, and that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and I could write poetry like freaking you wouldn't believe, just off the top of my head even. And now it seems like freaking everything that I write is boring and freaking not as cool as what it was back when I was younger trying to do it, which back then it came naturally. But that's something that I really need to work on, because like I said, I love Odyssey. I love the Odyssey in poetic form. It's beautiful. But if you ask me to freaking do that freehand off the top of my head, I couldn't do it. And even back then, I think I got my thous and thys and all that crazy shit freaking mixed up, because I didn't know what they meant at the time. So they could have been really awful poems for all I know. I'll just put them on there, you know. So um, that's one reason why I wanted to really dig deep into the storytelling stuff and learn about setting up a plot, putting some structure in there, and then maybe learning stuff. The guy that really inspired me to get back into it was my old sponsor, Robert Rayleigh. He was a local writer out of Evansville, Indiana. He is a local writer out of Indiana, and he inspired me to do it because this old guy, man, he would walk down the street with little flyers, dude, little strips of flyers of his books and just hand them out to people, you know what I mean? And I thought that was so freaking cool. And he would always say, Roger, you need to freaking you need to write. Get back into writing. It's the best thing in the world. And I was stubborn until finally I caved in. I was like, you know what, maybe I should. Because I do research on a lot of stuff anyhow. So I started sitting down and writing my stuff out, and I've been known to be like a freaking Encyclopedia Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica for like useless information, you know, and yeah, why not, you know, and that's where I got my inspiration from. He was a really good guy. I used to always talk to him about this stuff all the time. And he writes good stories. If you guys ever want to check him out, check him out. Maybe I believe I may have posted some information on him somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. But his name's Robert Rayleigh, and he's located in Evansville, Indiana. He's a good old guy. I believe he's in some of the writing groups on Facebook, but it's been a while since I've been on Facebook, so I can't say for sure if that's true or not, you know. So I've still got 8 minutes before I reach an hour, and I have talked about writing as much as I could, catching up on things. I talked about the Wall House Curse. That's a good book that you guys need to check out. In the descriptions of the stories that I've already posted up on YouTube and on YouTube, yeah, I've put on minds.com, I'm sorry, the ones I posted up on minds.com, you can go in there and you can find out the links to the book if you guys are on minds.com. If you're not on minds.com, you are basically screwed, and there is no hope for you whatsoever, because I just really don't want to share it to all the videos that I post. Now on YouTube, I do have it in on the stories too, so I'm just pulling your legs, guys. If you go in on the Storyteller at YouTube, his information will be in the description, so all you gotta do is go check him out. It's the Wall House Curse. It's a pretty good book, and you know, I'm thinking maybe I am doing good because I'm promoting 2 local writers, and I'm talking positive stuff, so maybe that's a good thing, you know. Even though I came here unprepared with nothing, I mean nothing, I turned it into something really, really cool. I even mentioned Von Lear, which is on X, so that makes 3 people who are doing really cool stuff. And even though I've done nothing, I have actually told you guys about him, and hopefully if somebody watches my stuff and they're actually interested in the things that I'm saying without going and clicking to the next video, they'll know about this stuff, and they'll become cool and do cool things like read, because reading is cool. The only people who don't read are people freaking who can't read or don't like to read. But the rest of the people, they read all the time, guys. It's a reading thing. You have to be a part of it, or you're just not a part of it. And remember something too. This is something that Robert always gave me as advice. Okay, words are free. All right. If you don't like a word, just throw that word away. You know, find a new one, put it where in its place. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the cool thing about writing. Like everything is free. You have to go out and you have to pay for everything. You know what I mean? But when it comes to writing, man, it's all free. You just sit down. You'll need a pencil, I guess, or a pen, buy some paper, or heck, I'm on a computer, you know. And all you got to do is just sit down and put all those free words into a sentence, you know. Take a letter, turn it into a word, turn a word into a sentence, and then a sentence into a paragraph, and it costs you absolutely nothing. It costs you nothing, you know. It's free. So there's some thought for any of you guys who are like me, a bunch of writing geeks who loves to geek out on writing. You can't do any better than that. It's a pretty good experience. It's really weird how today I'm actually getting drop frames, but like yesterday I didn't get anything for drop frames. It must be because I'm streaming across different platforms again. The only one I'm not streaming at the moment is Twitch, because I noticed yesterday or day before when I was setting this up and getting it ready that they have a whole different standard for millibytes per second or kilobytes per second, and it's a lot lower than what it is for YouTube. Like YouTube's wanting me to have like 360, 3600, and then I'm being told that I need over 10,000 in order to do a decent stream with multiple platforms, I guess. But I find it interesting that now I'm having drop frames. So I'm gonna still have to work on that. I apologize for being late on my stream, and I also apologize for showing up with nothing. But again, it goes back to my old sponsor, Robert Rayleigh. He gave me another good bit of advice. Just because you're late for the interview doesn't mean that you not go to the interview. Show up late, because at least you show up. You know how many people can say that they at least showed up? Not too many. You know, most people freaking, if they know they're going to be late for an interview, they never show up at all. So I take those things to heart. Even though I'm late on doing my stream, I'm still doing my stream, and I'll do my next stream on the scheduled day that I have it scheduled for, which is Thursday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That would be 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 Mountain Time, 5 Central Time, 6 Eastern Time, and 10 p.m. For General Motors time over in the great land of Britain. So, and if you want to know what time it is in Korea, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. I've been trying to get all of that sorted out in my head because of Bob Dub and Jaffe, and I still can't do it off the top of my head. I know that it's like a day ahead, maybe a couple hours further ahead than us, but other than that, I couldn't tell you, because I'm oblivious when it comes to that side of the world. I've tried and tried to come up with some kind of memorization tool in my head to remember off the top of my head how to do it, like I just did with the Eastern and Pacific times, and then the English times. But I can't do it for some reason. I just can't do it. That's really interesting. So I believe I've actually came up with an hour's worth of time on my stream so that we could do this, and I would have hit record, but I did not hit record. That's something that I will take care of, though. I'll go in and I will download this episode, and later on I'm going to take and add this to Rumble in the uploads like I do with the other stuff, so that it'll all come out. And then on YouTube I also have 8-hour blocks on my main channel with all of my stuff, which includes which will include the Storyteller. And I just wanted to point it out that this stuff will be done again. They'll be done again on Rumble and on YouTube. And Odyssey, I have no clue what's going on there. They are going through some more changes. I guess they can't sync YouTube with Rumble at the moment. They said that the problem will get fixed, but I don't know anything more than that. But they are getting live streams, so we will have things straightened out eventually. I stopped trying to do the playlist thing on Odyssey a long time ago, guys. I apologize about that. It's just, there's just so much you can do within a day, you know what I mean? And I'm already streaming on freaking YouTube, Rumble, X, Odyssey. I used to stream on BitChute. I think I still have stuff that's uploading there, and I have no clue how that happened, because I didn't ever sync to Odyssey, or BitChute, I mean, like I did with Odyssey. But I've had the account there with them, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, they're like automatically uploading my stuff, so, or at least I thought they were, or I think they are still. They were the last time I went on there. But with that being said, I think I'm good to go. I've got over an hour now, about an hour and 3 minutes. So if you guys want to talk to me, you want to reach out to me, say something in the comment section. You know, I love the comment section. I go in there and I have conversations all the time. Just ask my gaming friends. I love to talk to them, you know. If you guys want to check out my gaming channel, check out my gaming channel. It's called Gaming with Infamous. It's this main channel for YouTube and Rumble. It's a separate account on Odyssey that goes by Gaming with Infamous, separate from Live with Roger Hansen. If you guys are on Odyssey and you like this, man, hit the freaking, you know, the subscribe thing, man, or whatever it is that they call it on there, because freaking I really need supporters on that platform. My channel is freaking horrible. It's like got 12. You know, I'm pathetic. I'm one of those people that Odyssey's saying they're gonna, you know, give a little bit more attention to, but for some reason I'm not getting the attention that I thought I was gonna get. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't got me up on the front page. Yeah. Fucking come on, dude. What's up? You know? You guys supposed to be doing all this cool stuff for or what is it? R Drive, and you're supposed to be helping a brother out, and I've only got 12 subscribers, and I've been on this platform for how long, man, you know? I mean, I couldn't even tell you. I was on this platform before they were even freaking Odyssey, and I've never gotten over 11 subscribers. I just want somebody to talk to. You know, I know that's pathetic, but that's how us people who like to write are. We're just pathetic losers. We don't have too many friends because we're too busy sitting around writing stories and hanging out and talking to other freaking loners who don't have friends and sit around writing stories. So if you want to sit and hang out with me in the comment section, you write something down in that comment section about your story, and we can hang out and do cool shit, you know what I mean? Collaborate, come up with ideas, and show people how you're supposed to collaborate, you know? So, after all of that, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I made it to an hour and seven minutes, guys. You know, that's a big accomplishment. Right now, I feel like I've won the Emmys. I'm walking up to the stage and I'm giving people my speech because I've achieved something really, really cool. I've been able to do an hour and 8 minutes of a show about writing without actually having the material ready to go. You know, that takes talent. So you can't overlook that, alright? You gotta look at that and say, that dude is really, really good at what he does. Because I'm thinking that right now. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, dude, you are freaking awesome. How the hell did you do that? You know? Because there ain't nobody, or there's not too many people who can say they can do that. Just sit around by themselves. Mind you, there's nobody else on my stream. It's me by myself doing this. And I've done it for like an hour and 8 minutes, dude. No planning, no nothing. I'm just telling you a bunch of stuff so that I could freaking waste time, so that I can get like an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, maybe. Damn, dude, it's like an hour and 9 minutes now. So, kudos to me. So, I'm almost excited, you know what I mean? It's just making me feel really, really great. Just sitting here doing this. I'm about ready to cry, dude. I'm emotional. I love it. So with that, I better stop before I really do cry. I'm going to cry if I keep doing this. I'm a really great man. I really am. So if you guys want to check me out on my other channels. I am on Rumble, I'm on X, I'm on Live or Odyssey, I'm on YouTube, on Rumble and YouTube. I have shitloads of channels. I've got Roger Hansen, Live with the Roger Hansen, Gaming with Infamous. I have freaking Earth. I also have the Storyteller. I've got the Praetorian. I have the freaking Strange Stories. Now on Rumble, Strange Stories is the Wonderful World of Weirdness, which I also have on YouTube. That's the original Wonderful World of Wonderful World of Weirdness channel. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming out on those stuff. Besides that, I have, I've covered everything, so, and that brings me up to an hour and 11 minutes. So if you guys want to check me out, go to there. You can check me out on that. My social networks are X at RogLOL 1973. That's ROGLOL 1973. I am on minds.com as Roger_Hansen, You can find me on Discord for Gaming with Infamous. That's my channel or my server. You can also find me on Skype as Roger Hanson, and all of the other channels that I've mentioned. I've got a group for each of them. So thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you later.